we're going to be doing how to make Blooket in Scratch, part 6. So yeah, let's get right into it. Today in this episode, we're going to be working on stats, so go open up the episode 6 assets for this project. Open the backpack and backpack the stats. Next, we're just going to go back to here, click on the backpack, and drag it out. For now, I'm just going to move this stats tab all the way up. Like probably up to here. And we're going to show it. And we are going to set it to... So right here, this is a y of 70 and an x of negative 185. So we're going to want to set that y to right there. And to make things easier, we're just going to, since this is the top one, it's at a y of 70. And below, it's at a y of 30. So it moves. So it's going to move an extra, go an extra up an extra y of 40. And if you're using the assets, then make sure to shift and right arrow one time on both of these. And now we're just going to code this. So when green flag clicked, and we're going to get it would be easier to just drag in this script right here, and boom, that's all we're gonna have. I was just kidding. So get all of the, this is gonna be the close. So get the close breakfast, medieval, and Wonderland pack. Like when I receive that, we're just gonna do a show and get 3 hide blocks, and when I receive open medieval, breakfast, and Wonderland pack, then it will show. Also, when the green flag is clicked, we're going to want to show. So yeah, let's test. So when our mouse is over it, like in the real Blooket, 1 second. And yes, as you see right here, I got the black astronaut. So yeah. Right here, when you put your mouse over it, it turns white. And when you open a pack, it will not show and it will hide. And when you click out of opening a pack, it will hide. So, next thing we're going to want to do is actually switch it to the stats page. But for now, we're just going to make the stats page. So right click on the market, right here, just right click on it. And we want to make it look exactly like how it does in real Blooket. So right here we got our background, our username, the title, and banners, which is not going to be done in this episode. We're just going to have the OG title, like that one. I'm just temporarily switching that for now. In this episode, we're only going to be covering these 2 buttons right here, and our username, and this, just the simple banner, and this part right here. So let's go back into our Scratch project, and first we're just going to delete where it says market right here and rename this to stats. Oops, wrong tab. Delete that other tab. And we're not going to be doing the main book, so right now we're just going to do the background. And I hope you didn't delete your test backdrop, because that's not good. If you did by mistake, at least regroup this right here. You could just copy it and go back to stats, paste it, and make sure to set it to the back. And boom. Don't worry, that's just a placeholder. But the way how we can make it better is by turning it to the side. Do that. Ungrouping it. Oops, my bad. And just by, flipping it around to add more layers and rotate it to the right degrees until you feel comfortable. And for the top part, I'm just gonna temporarily ungroup it. Oop, I accidentally clicked delete. Do not accidentally click delete, because that will not be good. And just gonna copy and paste those and put it to the right area. Feel free to do it on how you like. So yeah. And I'm just gonna move this to the right once. There. That's good. Now what we're gonna wanna do is put the username up there. So that's definitely what we're gonna be doing this episode. And to get the color, it's, if you would like, you could like screenshot it and then you could upload the file, then use this sprite thingy and then put the color tester on it, but that's not what we're gonna be doing. We're just gonna be making this simple sprite. So I'm pretty sure it's a more bluer color. We'll do a saturation of 55 and a color 58 for brightness of 100. And feel free to make it any size you'd like. And if you want to copy my size, we could just copy, go to paint, paste it, and fit it to what size you'd like. So holding the for me it's the option key, but for most of you it's probably the ALT key, the alt key. Holding the option or alt key, just do this until, like, zoom it out till right here the number closer to your left is equal to 190, and make the width so it's 48, and copy and paste it, snap it to the center. You could go down one layer, and we're going to want to make the shading, so just increase the saturation to, 1 second. This is easier if you snap it. So to have the right position, make the saturation 88 and a color of 68, and boom. Make sure to make it 190 by 53 if you'd like. Then we're just going to group the whole thing, copy it, delete it, go back to stats, delete that, and paste. If you want the same position, snap it to the center, shift up arrow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, like that, and just shift right arrow twice so we could have room for the block, which will come probably in episode 8. So yeah, and also I might just zoom this up so there's no white right there. Don't forget to save your projects. Now, what we're going to want to do is add these 2 buttons right there. So, let's go make a new sprite. It'll be called the market button. And we're going to make these ourselves. So yeah. I think I know what color I want. Probably a color 14 or 13. We are going to go 13. And let's try to find a good size. So probably something like a height of like 20 and a width of 90. So I'm going to hold the option key for now. Boom. And to make it look like this, we are just going to go into this market tab right here and copy it. We're going to paste it, and look how small it is. It literally looks like this, so that's perfect. No adjustments. You may adjust if you like. Say, I'm also going to adjust, and we're going to make this 80. 80 pixels should be good. 80 by 20. Then we're going to get white text, and it says right here, unlock blocks. So, type that. Make it way smaller. Snap it to the center. Make it smaller if you'd like, because I am. Re-snap it to the center. And I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. And shift click a couple times. Now one more thing. I'm going to move this up. Ungroup it. Move that to the right. And this right here, we're just going to give it an outline of that so it's correct. Just going to move this back and regroup it. Re-snap to the center and shift right arrow how much times you would like. Now we're just going to move it up. To right there should be good. And we're just going to set a good position for it. So 0, 0, and a Y of 85. I'll go 85. Negative 10. Or you know what? Negative 25. We'll keep that. If you'd like to round the edges, you may do so. I'll make a whole episode about rounding edges. I expect this whole entire series to be at least 100 episodes long. It's probably going to be done in 2028. Because we're going to add everything. Like, absolutely everything. I'm just going to duplicate it. I'm going to duplicate the market button sprite, and definitely in the future, instead of having like 30, like 10 sprites a pack every new, or 30 sprites for every look we add, we're definitely going to be adding clones later. So yeah, we're definitely going to want to set this to an X position of 60, and we're going to make it the manage blocks. Should be easy. Just change the text to manage blocks, be snap to the center, and shift right arrow 3 times. Now we're just going to make this blue, so probably a fill of 58 would work. And last thing, put this up here, ungroup it, move that to the side 4 times, grab this sprite, open that line and put it to that, and shift right arrow 4 times, and wait a minute. Oh my gosh, I meant to copy this instead. I apologize for that. Ungrouping this and set this to the fill. And I'm just going to move this to the side 4 to 5 arrows. I'm moving it to the side 4 arrows. You're free to move it to how much you'd like. One more thing, copy and paste that, snap it to the center, send it to the back layer, move it down 4 times, and set the color to probably like 63. And put it down, arrow 1 more time. Copy it, put it in the market, put it down, and the color of 13, but make it like a brightness of 77. And I'm just gonna move it down way more. We'll go with that. And please do not forget to save your projects, because it happens to be so many times. So now we're just going to put these under a 1 green flag is clicked. And we're just going to do a hide. Now we're going to get a show, and when backdrop switches. Wait, nope. We're not going to do that. To make things easier, we're going to do an if else and a forever. Put the show in the if, and in the else put in a hide. And we're going to do an equal. And I think it's 3, so just type in 3 and make it a backdrop number. So yeah, now we're just going to put this script right here, drag the script there, and boom. Feel free to pause the video. So it won't show when green flag is clicked, and when, how did I forget this? Go right here to stats tab and get a switch backdrop to stats when this sprite is clicked. And one more thing in the backdrops, I'm just putting that right there. And time to test again. So when you click right here on the stats, boom, it shows. and it now hides. Another thing, if you hover your mouse, you notice that it lights up and it gets like bigger, And there's a shadow. It's not necessary. If you'd like to do a shadow, you may, but I'm probably not gonna do it. So definitely what I'm gonna be doing is duplicating it, naming the first costume to no light up, and a second costume to light up. And for this, we're just going to be this right here. We're just going to move it down for now. Select this whole thing. Shift up arrow once and set this square back to normal position. And we're going to set the color to 14, but back to this sprite, we're going to set it to 12. Right here, to make things easier, we're just going to copy, duplicate, and paste. Paste, grouping it and ungrouping it. We're gonna just put the fill in. And we're just gonna move this up, shift up arrow, and for the text, just shift up arrow and then down 3 times. And like we did, we're just gonna name this no light up, and this is gonna be called light up. Also right here, we're going to put this to a color of 56, so it's way brighter. And don't forget to fill in the other thingy. Then we're going to do another if else. We're going to get a touching mouse pointer, and then if it is, and switch costume to light up. Else, and switch costume to no light up. Drag it to this other area, and like I forgot, name this looks button. And we're just gonna stuff the script right under there. So when we go into the stats, it will light up. But one more thing. When I do the market light up, it just doesn't look gradual like that. And that's because this was forgot to be snapped. So if we go back to stats, it should look good. Last thing for these buttons right here, when this sprite clicked, switch backdrop to market, and same here for this button, switch backdrop to blooks. So when you click on this, it says switch back to the market, and when you click on this, it says switch to the blooks. So yeah. And one more thing. I misspelled medieval. Yeah, there's no I right there. So, excuse me for that. Except there is an I right here. Alright, perfect. And when we go to the books, it should show. And everything should work as normal. For the last thing we're going to do, this is going to take a while, but it's going to be your username. One second, I'm just going to switch back to this title or this banner. And a lot of people ask me how I got that banner. I'm not sure. Like, I saw it in the shop back in like November of 2025. And I already owned it because I bought it either in 2023 or 2024. And yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure it's a rare banner that costs 300 tokens. So yeah. So what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna name this sprite username text. And this is gonna be the hard part. This is gonna take a very, very long time. So yeah. This person, one second, let me try to find them. That's gonna take too long. But this person, and on Scratch, they made their own Blooket. And what I noticed is like they had, see this right here, they added that, but the only part is that it didn't really look good because it had the orange right here. So yeah. And if you wonder why my username is called Puppy So Smart 2, it's because like before I made this account, I had this other account called Puppy So Smart. But here's the thing, I forgot my password. Yeah, I always forget my password. So, yeah. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make every single letter of the alphabet. You could do whatever you want, like purple letters, orange letters. Make sure to have a text and a slash. So yeah. Make sure to do it for every single character, caps and no caps. So this is going to take a while. So I'm just going to cut this part out of the video. Before I continue, I'd like to say that we absolutely demolished 100 subscribers. I'm so thankful for that. And now we're going to be setting our sights for 200 subscribers. My goal is to just hit 1,000 subscribers for the creator goal. And I'm very sorry, but from now on, every single video I make, I'm going to be asking you to subscribe to the channel. If you like my videos, I really appreciate it. So yeah, so close to 200. Not really. So next, what I'm going to be doing is making sure that all letters are snapped to the center. And yes, I did 64 characters or 65 characters. Oops, my bad. And I did all capitalized and all lowercase, and then I did just the period and the underscore, or just in case, because I'm pretty sure they're like one of the most common characters used. So yeah, it's probably a good thing I cut out the other parts of the video, because otherwise this tutorial would be like 40 minutes long, and that is not good. So yeah, also these are definitely going to be in the assets. Another thing, if you want to do your own custom text, then you should probably watch this part, or else you should probably find a part to skip out. It should probably be shown on the screen. So yeah. Also, if you want me to continue any of my other tutorials, or if you want me to make a new type of tutorial, like on how to make, so what I'm going to be doing in the future when we do Blooket game modes is I'm going to be it's going to be part of like a separate series. Like, for example, Zord Blitz. That's going to be a whole different series, but it's going to be like an add-on, you know? I'm just going to be making a bunch of add-on series. And if you want a sneak peek for episode 7, in episode 7, we are going to be doing it. So right here in the books, when you scroll down, it'll move down like how it does in actual Blooket. Also, if you hear anything in the background, that's just the vents. Just so you know, if you were wondering. If you're wondering, tell me in the comments. Also, if you want me to do any other tutorials on different games, please let me know. Like, yeah. I'll definitely look into it. So, yeah. Also, at the day I'm recording this, which is March 18th, Pinkett, I promised Pinkett Rewrite, or Pinkett 2, which is my biggest scratch game besides Banklet, which got blocked because I put a Discord link in there. It's my biggest project with 5 hearts and 5 stars and 125 plays. Also, one more thing, make an extra costume and name it text. That's what I'm doing. / and nothing. This is going to be in case there's a space in your username. And last thing you want to do for this is right here it says text and there's an A. You're going to want to correspond each text to whatever letter it is. So this one is E. I'm just going to set it to since that one is never mind, since this one is capital G, you're just going to set it to capital G. Don't set it to lowercase g, because like if someone's name is like George G and like the first G is capitalized, like, or another example, I think I accidentally put it on. Never mind. Like, see right here my username, Puppy So Smart. Since there's an uppercase P and then there's like 2 lowercase P's. If you put like the uppercase P as a, if you put the uppercase P as a lowercase p, then right here my username would just be Puppy So Smart, but this P won't be capitalized. It's not a huge deal, but like it would just prevent bugs. Another thing, why haven't I been writing these letters in caps lock? I just realized that. I always forget to put on caps lock. I accidentally deleted the whole thing. By the way, it looks like this Saturday, Western time, which is not Eastern, Western. Like if you're Eastern, it'll be 10 o'clock for you. Well, it's 7 o'clock for me. I'll be doing a face reveal for celebrating 100 subs and 75 subs. Oh yeah, 1 second, right here. See, this now has to be lowercase. Well, to celebrate both of that, I'm going to be doing a face reveal. And holy lag. And also, I'll be opening up some Blooket packs. And it's going to be live on stream. Otherwise, I have no other way to do a face reveal. So yeah. It's going to be live on stream. And this is going to be subscriber only chat. During that stream, at least I want to hit 125 subs during that stream. If I could hit 125 subs during that stream or before it ends, I'll be spending an extra 10K because apparently you guys love seeing me spend 10K tokens. And also if I get 150 subs during that live stream, I will be selling my ice slime. Yeah, well, I have 2 of them, so it's not a big deal. But I'll be selling my ice slime. And also, I mentioned it before, but I got the black astronaut. So, yeah. Alright, I'm finally done with all of this. Now time to code it. Oh. That is an issue right there. We do not want the blocks to show when the backdrop is in the market. So when backdrop switches to sats, hide. And we're just going to drag it in on all of them right there. I'm just going to drag it in on the Wonderland pack. I'll be dragging the rest off camera because I already just wasted a bunch of time just talking. So yeah, I accidentally clicked full screen and the lag is kind of crazy. So first we just need to set it to a good position. So set to this position right here, minus 25y is 0. We'll go for that because that's where it's right here on the real Blooket. Then a y of probably 150. Too high, 135. 135 is good. Oops. And when the green flag is clicked, you're definitely going to want to hide. In the future, I'll import a system, so if you do not have a Scratch account, like, you're probably going to need like a Scratch account for this part to work. Like, not the code, but like for your username to pop up there. Future, yes, I'm going to be adding a login system or like registers like in Blooket. And I'm even going to add a thing where you can add mods which let you accept registers. That's what I'm going to do with that. That's what I did with Banklet. And if I do all of that, this whole series is probably going to be 1,000 episodes long. It's probably going to be done like when I graduate college, which is a very long time away. It's actually not that far. It's a couple of years away. So we're going to want to make a new variable called index for this sprite only. And we're going to get right here username. And we're going to get the letter of. And we're just going to get the join block. Right here, we're just going to put in text and username. And we're just going to put index right here. So now, next we're going to set index to 1. And we're going to repeat. So my username could be up here. Let's go 13 times. Create clone of myself. Change index by 1. And now we're just going to change x by divided by and size divided by, let's go 8.75. So right here we're just going to do that. And maybe we could set the x even, yeah, like that. Okay, that's not a good thing. How come it's not showing? So, we forgot to do that. So, when backdrop switches to stats, go to an x of -50 and a y of 135. Set index to 1, repeat 13, create clone of myself, change index by 1, and change x by size divided by 8.75. When I start as clone, show, and forever switch costume to letter index of join text username. So hide this variable reporter right there. And boom. Except it doesn't work, so maybe it's the other side. Okay, what is that? So one second. Okay, what is this? So that is not working for some reason. So it's probably something I did wrong. So it should be letter of, oh, I know. We need to make a new variable called username for all sprites. And we're just going to set username to username. The reason why this wasn't working is because it had to be a username. And I did this wrong. So that is not right. Oh, we forgot to set username to username. Oh, okay. Gotta reset it. So switch costume to letter index of username. Okay, why in the world is that not working? Just why? Alright, so I figured it out. You need to join text to letter index of username. So yeah, I knew I was on the right track. And you know what? We don't need to make a new variable, so we'll just delete the username variable. It will be pretty useless for now. So yeah, just one more thing before we go. The username shows when it's not supposed to show. And it may not seem to show in the market, but it does. And also, the text always overlaps. So also, we do not want it to load, so make a new block called username generate. I do not care if I misspelled. Run without screen refresh. And we're just going to drag the scripts into here. And boom, that's how you do it. So now, like when you go here, it instantly loads, but just switching from books to stats seems to be the only issue here. So we're going to get an if else, and we're just going to put it in this green flag clicked, and we're going to get an equal and a 3. And if backdrop number equals that, then do that. Else, I forgot to do something. Just need to. I did it wrong. If not equals 3, then delete this clone. So that may or may not work. Yeah. No, that did work. It's just that if else script, and we could delete that. Okay, how in the world is that not working? Oh, it's because we have to put in an if-else block. Man, I wish I had Scratch add-ons that make it so like when you right-click, it immediately switches to an if-else. One more thing right here in the costumes. One second, it's very laggy right now. Scroll down to this empty one and make sure to switch the costume to that. So when it switches to that, boom, it shows when it switches to stats, but it won't show if it doesn't equal, the backdrop number doesn't equal the stats. So let's go unlock some books, because that is the end of this episode right here. So yeah, wait, what? I'll fix that later. So thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to say it again. So yeah. Goodbye, and see you next week for episode 7. See ya.